Hey guys, how you doing? This is Herman here back again. Thanks for tuning in to our channel, Advanced Motorsports Racing. Don't forget to let your friends know. If you like the videos here, send them down, let them check them out. And at the same time, if you need any parts and accessories, you can hit us up on our website or contact us through our YouTube channel, and we'll be able to help you out and supply you with anything that you need. Okay, well today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to install the Power Commander 5 on a 2005-2006 GSXR 1000. This install is very similar for a majority of street bikes. So if you even check this one out and you're doing a different type, as long as it's a 4-cylinder type setup, under the Honda, Yamaha, you should be able to use it in some reference. Okay, but specifically 05-06 with this install, Power Commander 5, which is one of the most popular out there. What I really like about this setup is that we're going to go ahead, install it small. It's adaptable. We can program a lot of things to this module that are upgrades to your bike that you can buy from Power Commander through a dealer like us. We are an authorized Power Commander dealer, and if you guys have any questions, you can also hit us up on that too. So let's get started with this harness. Basically, you got to pull out your instruction manual for you guys out there, read it up so you can kind of get briefed up on what each part on this harness is for. Generally this setup, what you're going to do is you have all your cables for your fuel injectors. So you have 4 fuel injectors. What you're going to do is you're going to disconnect each one individually, plug one part of the harness on it, and then piggyback the other one. And we're going to create a loop in the circuit. Okay, so let's move on to that. Okay, well here we are. We're going to need tools. Basically for right now we have to take off the tank. We have to remove the side covers and the seat, okay? So basically if you don't have an impact, you're gonna need your ratchet and you're gonna need a size 4 Allen, okay? Depending on what size bolts you have in the tank, it might change on your bike. This one has Allens, you might have a 10 mil. Okay, so let's move on to this and get this going. Very briefly, quick, doesn't take too much time. Careful. That's that. That releases this. I'm going to go on to the other side and do the same thing. Alright. Let's continue removing all the bolts. Our goal here is to go ahead and be able to remove the tank so we can access everything underneath, which is all the wiring for the fuel injection system. Okay. When you get on in here, you're going to have to disconnect the actual cable for the fuel pump, your breathers right here, too, and your fuel line that's on the other side. Okay, usually it requires a little bit of pressure so you can be able to kind of turn it and wiggle it out. Alright, so this is you gotta press it and pull the connector for the fuel pump. This is the fuel line. You gotta squeeze these 2 little prongs on the sides, and one on top, one on the bottom. That actually releases the actual hose. So it's already okay. So sometimes these hoses are a little jammed up, maybe because sometimes people painted the tank, or it's just old age. You get a little set of pliers, just lightly, just kind of wiggle and turn them. You don't want to rip them like this one's it's really actually pretty stuck on it, so hopefully we don't tear it. Otherwise I'll just replace it with a new hose. These are just the breathers. You gotta make sure you set them and leave them back in the same spot. In this situation, I'm not gonna go ahead and remove the tank. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I already have all the connections taken off. One thing I did notice that in this tank, the actual fuel pump, it wasn't filling all the way, so it's actually leaking. So I put a plug on it, so it's good. What I recommend in this case is get yourself a little bunchy rope if you don't want to take the whole tank off. Okay, and tie it to the back of your bike. I'll show you how to do that right now. Alright, so check it out. I don't want to take off the tank myself. You could go ahead and take off the tank if you don't have maybe a nice bunchy rope like this that you can maybe get. A lot of times you can buy a handful of these at Harbor Freight for like $8 and you have a bunch of them. I'll just strap it to the top, pull it back, pull it onto the side peg, and that's it. And then I can remove this hammer that I had up front. I'll hold it up. If for whatever reason you can see it's still it's overbearing, so go ahead and put 2 of them, okay? Alright, let's get moving on. Okay, well here we are. I already went ahead and controlled the tank, right? I showed you how to disconnect everything. Tank is free, is up in the air. I normally don't like to take it off unless the tank is actually in my way to run the harness. In this situation, it's not, so I'm not going to take it off. I just like to always have extra bungees around. I would recommend go to Harbor Freight and get a box load for like $7. Check this out, hang it, hook it to the back of the subframe, you're good to go. Okay, so next step right here we got to do is, and this setup is so simple, identify what you got. These right here, these first 2, it'll go from, it's going to go from left to right. You're going to identify this for 1 injector, 2, 3, and 4 right here. Okay, it's very simple to identify them. And these connectors at the end, that's for your map sensor. Okay, so throttle position sensor. So don't worry about these. As you go, you're going to be identified. It's very simple. This harness, we're going to install it. Slide it in here. Check it out. Remove your registration, all your paperwork, and your tools. Take a zoom inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install the box right here on the side. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to clean out this section right here with a little power commander. Gives you some little alcohol pads, and let me show you, and Velcro. So you make sure you set up a piece of your Velcro to the back of your power commander, a piece of that to the side of the bike on the inside where it's going to grab. Clean it with the alcohol pad, don't forget, and then you go ahead and stick it right in. Normally this setup, okay, here I'm running the actual cable for the power commander. There's a spot right here, and you could just see the light from one side to the other. Push it through and pull it on the other side. Okay, there we go. It's all the way in the front. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the power commander. It's ready to go. So now you're gonna clean it, tape it to the side, you're good to fly. All the way through, okay? Without losing your power commander. Okay. This is gonna go, this harness, under the actual battery bracket right here, okay? So you could remove the battery bracket and slide this underneath. So what we're gonna do is slide this under the battery bracket, and right beside the plastic, the bracket's gonna come back, and then you're gonna install your bolts back in, okay? Don't forget that while you're here, you could grab the ground and put it to your battery on the negative, okay? And that should be good to go, and your power commander will be grounded and ready to go. Now we got to move on to the front part of the bike where we're going to put in the fuel injector connections. Brief, let's go through this again. Power commander is going to go up here. We ran it right through the inside of this channel. Back out here, you can see the harness again, down on the left side. You're going to go ahead and put the ground right here. Here goes the harness. There's a little hole you might have. I had to take the battery off so I could actually run the cables all through that hole, and then it comes out on this side. Okay, there's your channel. Here's all my harness, all my cables. You're gonna start from the left side over, okay? And when we remove, we're gonna remove the bottom fuel injector connectors, okay? They get a little tight, so you better put some power into these things. You squeeze the side, you pull. Disconnect them all, one by one. All the bottom black ones, all the way across, not the top white ones. You do that, it's gonna mess up the whole thing. Connect it, connect them. It's a plug and play situation. So here we are. I'm starting from my left. There are my 2 cables, right? I just disconnected the one black on the left side. So get my power commander. Make sure it matches. Plug it in, make sure it clicks, and pull back on it. You're done. That's good. Then the other connector, that's gonna replace the OEM. It's gonna go up front. Okay. A little hard to see through it with all the. Make sure it snaps. There you go. Pull it back. Good. Move on to the next one. Here we go. So you got your harness here. It's real simple. You can't mess up. You got your harness, your connector. Make sure pull back on it. Make sure it clicked in. Now go ahead and connect the other side. Make sure it clicks. There you go. That's 2. I already pulled these off, so I'm gonna keep moving on. Okay. Okay, so check it out. So now I'm done installing the harness, but I still gotta connect the throttle position sensor. So it's a little gray one right here. The actual connector has red cables on it. Okay, I already pulled it off, and now all I gotta do is connect the power commander connector in there, and that'll be the final install. Okay, make sure that's all connected. Let's come back to this area. You're gonna see in all this area you have a bunch of extra cables all loose around. What I do is this same zip tie from the harness, I'll undo it, okay, and I'll put everything into it, like in the area as I go back. There's difference. That way all your cables are connected and tucked in nice, and you'll be ready to go. And all you gotta do is reverse, put back your tank, bolt everything back in, fire up the bike, you know, power up the key so we can see that the actual power commander lights up here. You'll see the little lights flash for the power. If those are on and they go solid, you're good to go. And then the next thing would be to go ahead and program any kind of map that you would want and prefer on the setup. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up right now as soon as I put everything back and show you what that light's supposed to look like. All right, check it out. I used the actual stock zip ties to run the power commander harness here and on the other side. Everything looks. Check out my install. There's my cable again, all the way up. There's my power commander. All right, look at what it's supposed to look like when you turn on the key. See the light bulbs flashing? Turn on, you know you're good to go. Once you start the bike, it goes into a solid green light. You know you're hooked up right. On this bike, I just installed a brand new M4 full exhaust system. Nice little shorty. We're gonna enjoy this with that system. I already put on the K&N about that fluid. I'll tell you this customer's gonna fly. I gotta go ahead and program the map to the power commander. So you gotta go online to power commander, check out the maps that will fit your bike, your model, your type of pipe, and you're good to go. All right, there you go. That's the install. Get online. It'll be easy. You'll be able to do it, no problems. If you guys have any questions about how to do the map install, the downloads, any changes on the bikes, let us know, and we can help you out with that bike. You need any installs, hit me up. Alright guys, well thank you very much. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead, tune in. Don't forget to subscribe and like.